Welcome to our data cleaning in Excel tutorial. This video will explore essential techniques to transform messy data into accurate and meaningful insights. From removing duplicates and handling missing values to formatting inconsistencies and error detection, we will guide you step by step throughout the process. Learn how to efficiently clean, organize, and standardize your data using Excel's powerful tools and functions. Mastering data cleaning will enhance your analysis and save you valuable time. Let's dive in and unlock the true potential of your data with Excel's data cleaning capabilities. Before you get started, if these are the types of videos you would like to watch, then hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to never miss any update from Simplilearn. Also, if you are one of the aspiring business analysts looking for online training and graduating from the best universities, or a professional who early sits to switch careers with business analytics by learning from the experts.
Hey everyone, so let's get started with data cleaning in Excel. So without further ado, let's get connected to Excel where we have the dataset that we need to use to perform the data cleaning process. So right now on my screen you can see a simple dataset which has details of students. So we have name, gender, date of joining, race or ethnicity, parental level of education, country, project, and their scores and everything, right? So we might have to perform some data analysis operations, and if you directly ingest this data onto data visualization tools or any of the analytical tools, you might have some discrepancies on the data, which might end up creating some discrepancies or abnormalities on your data report, right? So for example, if you can see this particular name section, here we have duplications in names. So we have Jane Smith entered for twice, and in the 7th row you can see there are some blank spaces in the front of the name, and you can also see there is no gender specified in this particular section, right? And if you also pay some attention to detail in the let's expand the columns perfectly first. Into the column where we have country and city, there are countries and cities to every row, but in a few places we can see blank cells again and again. Here in the section of project completed or not, you also have some blank spaces once again, right? And if you clearly check at the dates column, you have different kind of dates, right? I don't mean to say different data types, I mean to say we have one single data type, that is date, but the way the dates are written or represented is different. If you closely observe, we have 04/04/2020 separated by hyphen. In the next row, you can see that the date has been separated by dots. And again, so slowly somewhere we might have backslash, right? So there are different ways of representing the date. So there are some anomalies in the data which you might have to clear. And again, if you want to add some formulae, let's say you have the student scores and you wanted to calculate the average score, right? Let's say average. And if you also wanted to decide the class at which they have achieved their degree, right? So that can also be added here. So if you want to do that, and right, so these are the few problems that currently we have with our data which need to be sorted. So we will be performing the data cleaning operations one after the other, right? Let's quickly create a copy of this data set so that as a bonus point, we will also do the same data cleaning process in Power Query, which can be a lot more easier, right? So let's quickly create a copy of this. So before we get started with the Power Query, let's hear it from our learners about their success story after graduating from the post-graduation program in Business Analytics from Purdue University.
I have always been passionate about learning new things and improving my teaching skills. About 5 years ago, I realized that I have a gap in my knowledge, and to fill the gap, I needed to upskill myself. I chose Simplilearn as my upskilling partner because of its comprehensive curriculum and its connection with Purdue University. Hi, my name is Carlos Linares. I live in Lexington, in the state of Kentucky, in the United States. I am an assistant professor at Midway University, and I hold a PhD in management, human resources, and leadership. I decided to opt for the post-graduation program in business analysis from Simplilearn, which has helped me a lot in my professional and personal life. I have been teaching even before I moved to the United States 17 years ago. I tried to use Excel while teaching research classes, but since I only had the basic knowledge about it and other business intelligence tools, it was very difficult for me at the beginning. But after completing this class and learning how to use tools like Excel, Tableau, Power BI, Power Query properly, I feel like it has been a total game changer for me. Now I apply these skills everywhere, which has also helped me a lot in my yearly review. I submitted all my certificates to my university, and based on that, my university plans to develop a class focused on business analysis starting in fall 2023. And I am really excited. When I finally decided to go for an online program, I researched a lot. And finally, I chose Simplilearn. And I must say it has been a wonderful experience. You see how the business world is changing now, and skilling yourself is quite essential to keep up with the change. Everything works on numbers now. Data is more valuable and important than ever. So, I encourage you to keep learning and keep growing.
Now, let's continue with Power Query. So, why are we using Power Query again? So, whatever the data cleaning process that we are going to perform is good up to an extent, because if you are dealing with some real-time data, and if you are dealing with some data which almost changes every now and then the data cleaning process that which we are about to do will be stagnated. Let's say, for an example, we have the first column as name column. As a requirement, you might have to, let's say, insert a new column here and another new column here. Let's say we have a requirement where your manager says that he wants first name and last name as separate, right? First name and last name. So let's begin with the first stage, right? So that you have a better understanding of what's the problem that we have with this routine way of cleaning our data, right? So firstly, let us make our data look aesthetically correct. Let's add some boundaries and all the things that make it a little more better looking, right? So the first one, let's try to split the first name and last name, right? So here you can see the first name is John Doe, right? So I'll be writing John, enter, and Jane, right? So when I was about to type the first name, you can see something got highlighted, right? John. And again, if I write Jane once again and Michael, right? So it is able to predict that something is about to be coming out, right? Excel is able to predict that there is something in user's mind. So maybe if it's that what I think, right? You can see it automatically suggested me. So it is trying to understand what you want to do. So that particular feature of Excel is called as flash fill, right? Right now you have entered this first name and second name, right? You have entered first names and here Jane once again. And let's try Michael and see, you can, if I minimize the screen, you can see it is showing the entire data set, right? It is splitting the first name of column A from the entire data set. Just press enter and you can see it has entered all the first names until the last row, right? Just within one single press of an enter key. So that particular feature of Excel is known as flash fill in Excel. Now let us try the flash fill once again by adding the second names of each and every student in the data set. Press enter. There you go. Now what was the problem, right? Flash fill works if the data is stagnant. It is a very fast and quickest way to split data, and you can also, okay, let's try another different way as well to split the data. I'm going to insert two more columns with same names, first name and last name. Right, now let's click on the column, select the column and go to data, and here we will have an option called as text to columns. Yes, so here our data is delimited with a comma, so go to next. We have selected the delimited option over here, fixed width and delimited. Let's also check the fixed width one. First let's go with delimited one. Right, so here let's select comma because we have comma and click on finish. Okay, so it is splitting in the same row itself. It is also okay, not a big problem. So it has split the first name and last name automatically. Right, so let's have it over here. Last name is here, and since we don't need this particular column, we can delete it. Right, so here you can see we have first name and last name. Okay, if I undo all the process, right, okay, what I can do is insert copied cells here, and now split this particular thing into columns so that I do have the original column as it is. Right, now I have it over here, so I'll delete this column. Now we have both ways. First is the flash fill one. This particular one is, let me name it as flash, and this one as flash as well. Right, so that we have two different methods where data got split from first name to last name. Right, so what's the catch? Now let me change the name in the original cell. Let me name it as Tony Stark. Now you can see we used split text to columns in the first place, that is this particular one, and flash fill in the next option. But when the data got changed here, it is not representing in the same way. Right, it's not catching the new entry into the cell or original cell. So that is the problem with this particular one. We'll also solve it through Power Query. So first step of cleaning text is the split to columns that we did. Let's also check on a few more anomalies which we had, that is blank spaces, formulas, etc. We'll also check that one. So far we finished with text to columns and flash fill. Now let's minimize the cell size again back to normal. Right, and now let's try to let's say remove these, or okay, let's try to insert a new column here. And since we found that a few of the cells had extra spaces over here, let's try to remove those spaces by using the formula. Let's say trimmed equals to trim function and cell address, enter. So you can extend the same formula throughout all the rows, and now you can see all the extra blank spaces are being removed out. Right, and you can see previously when we used flash fill, right, so it is having extra spaces. Right, you can see it retained the extra spaces which we didn't need it. So if I expand the sheet, you can see the extra blank spaces what we had in the original cell got retained in the resultant cell as well. Right, let's try to avoid that. So let's try to minimize the cells back to the original size, and now you can conduct the same operation where you can kind of eliminate all the unnecessary cells. So now we have the first name and the last name. The first part is done. Now comes Now let's try to eliminate the duplicate records in our dataset. So select all the data that you have in your dataset, go to data, and here you should be having an option called remove duplicates. It's very small, and you just have to check for the data tools group, and in the data tools group select this particular icon which says remove duplicates. Now it will ask you based on what parameter. So let's give it one single parameter. So let's uncheck all the unselect all the options, give it one single primary key kind of thing. So here we have name, so click on that, or you can also give it as the first name, anything which is unique for that particular instance. And since we don't have a unique primary key, I believe we have unique students here, so I give you the option called first name, and based on first name keep only the unique identities. Press on OK. Okay, so far we are good with the data, and now we have the blank spaces, right? And let's try to replace the gender column first. So wherever we have blank spaces, then there you can eliminate the you can keep the space filled with as others. Okay, let's try to do it. Let's go to the original sheet before we perform any of the operations, and here select the entire range, go to data tab and click on the option from table range. So it has automatically selected the range, and click on my table has header so that your Power Query window knows that the first row is the headers, right? Click on OK, and now we are on the Power Query editor. So here you have the option to split the column into first name and second name by delimiter, and our delimiter is comma. So let's say you have multiple delimiters, right? So your name can be John Doe and another name which is separated by 2 commas here, right? So we don't want that to be happening. So if we have 3 instances or more than 2 instances of comma, it will create 2 to 3 columns. So we don't want that. So let's provide leftmost delimiter. So once if it has occurred, then it's enough. Right now we have the first name and second name successfully registered, and on the right side you can see we have query settings tab and applied steps tab. Right here you can see each and every action what we are doing is being registered, so that if you want to create or if you want to run the same operation once again, you can just click on that and it will apply it. Now here we have different dates, right? So let's try to format the dates as well into one single date format. Right click, and here you can see change type option. So here you can click on date so that all the formats run into one single type of format, right? And here we have some null elements registered. So let's go back to gender column, and here let's try to replace all the null values with others. So click on the replace values, and here type in small case or lower case and replace with others. Press OK. So wherever it finds null entry, it will replace it as others. Now coming back to the project column, and the country and the city column, right? So here as well, so you can see all the entries are of the students are from different cities. So it should be like they are taking the course in remote, that is the online course. Now wherever you find null, that should be the students from the university as well, right? So again, press as null in smaller case, university student, or you can write it as daily scholar. Means this particular student is going to college every single day and the remaining ones are taking up the course through online. There you go. So we have daily scholars wherever we have null. Right. So that's it. And now coming to project. So here in a few places we have completed, and in a few places we have none, and in a few places we have null. So wherever we have null, it is an indication that the project is still in progress. And in places where we have none, it means that that particular student does not have to do any projects, or projects are not related to that particular course. It can be anything, right? So let's try to replace the values once again. Wherever we have null, let's try to add it as in progress. Okay. And let's say we also want to split the groups. So we can do that by split column, by number of characters, group, 5 characters, right? So press OK, and now we have eliminated the first 5 characters and separated the group, right? So these are the groups which we needed. Now so far so good, the data is clean. So we have our first name and second name splitted, the gender column sorted, the data type has been sorted, so we have one single data type for all the dates, and the group has been separated, and some college. So yeah, again, this particular column, if you want to change something, let's say if you wanted to replace the values of some college to, uneducated or something relevant which makes more sense, you can do that. So it's done as well, and fee structure is also standard, and country, city are also done. So wherever we had no data, it's been recorded as a daily scholar, and progress about the project is set, and the marks achieved in AI, ML, DL, everything is sorted. Now that we have the cleaner data, all you can do is just click on the home button and you can choose the option close and load. Right, now you have the data loaded onto your Excel spreadsheet. It's this, and adjust the column width. Now you can calculate the average. All the 3 rows, enter, apply it to all the rows, and again your if condition, if this value is greater than 35, then student is right over here, has passed the test, else it's failed. There you go. Now you can apply the same to all the rows, and done. Now your data is clean. So that's how you can do data cleaning in Excel. So if you have any queries regarding any of the topics covered in this session, or if you require the resources that we used in this session, then do let us know in the comment section below, and our team of experts will be more than happy to resolve all the queries at the earliest.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.